Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Dumbass class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer. Hopefully, everyone can hear me. If not, then why do I bother? Um, so yes,
That's
welcome,
not the right attitude.
welcome back to the Dumbass class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer, as we carry on our tabletop RPG series of Dark Heresy's second edition slash first edition Inquisitorial Profiteer. Where in the last episode, our group of wannabe acolytes.
It's happening again.
Every
time.
Every time.
I keep pressing my push to talk on and off just to try and make sure it's not me just keeping my releasing the pressure a little bit. But I did notice when you guys said it then, it was when the program started where it puts our avatars up.
Oh, so it actually is the update.
So
Okay.
I think it's when it's that thing starts up, it cuts me off. Because I was talking and then Geddy clicked or something and his avatar came up and then it was like, oh, it's happened again. I was like, oh, maybe that's it. Oh well.
I've also just got my shopping list. I'll put it in chat just so you can see.
Sure. So in the last episode, our group had a meeting with Ceres, the boss of the Poison Kiss, and after having a small discussion and realizing that so we're not really ready to move on our plan yet, Ceres had a mission waiting. So the group are going to go down into the Acid Riots territory, dressed as tech tributae or tributaries or lower class members of the tech priesthood, that's the word, whilst Jenny goes down dressed as a full tech priest so that they can do some reconnaissance. Ceres pointed out a few areas that she would like looked at, and the next morning, because you then had the rest of the day to kind of relax, the next morning, all of your shopping list arrives. So everything that you ordered, plus everything that Ceres ordered, all arrives. Now, to Jenny, you now have in your possession, owned by Ceres, rented to you, one Vox Thief, one Comms Leech. I believe it's a Comms
Okay,
Leech.
let me just put it in. Look. Oof.
Ceres informs you that although in the Underhive pick cameras are sparse, there's not many that are still functioning. Some of them are. And she wants you to tap into the the pick feeds in that area.
Oh, so it's pick thief, not
A pick
Vox.
thief. So it's a pick thief and a Vox leech.
Okay, alright.
She's basically got you one of each, so you can listen in and you can connect to pick feeds. She's hoping that you'll be able to find some in the Acid Riots area, somewhere juicy, that you can set them up. And then she can access that information from her new Cognite unit and do something with it. She's provided you with a very old map of this area. It doesn't look like it's an official map. It looks like someone has at one point gone down and mapped out this area a very long time ago. But they have got some symbols in there for, high power cables, transmission cables. There's just some technological information on there which you might find of use. And then I believe, yes. So all of your equipment arrives, plus your disguises, and oh, sorry, Darius, roll me a 1d100. You want 50 and up. Wait, no, you want 40.
Below.
You want 49 and yeah, sorry, you want 50 and below, and 51 and above is something you don't want.
Okay.
Okay,
Bugger.
You're good.
What
good.
is this?
Your servo skull is a normal quality one, sir.
Good, I paid for it.
I'm not joined in the poor quality.
Ah,
Correction, you paid for a servo skull.
True. So, as the servo skulls are awakened, each one of them, as you have to pick them up. When you pick them up, they activate. Jenny would perhaps look them over, perhaps perform a rite of awakening. It's up to Jenny, but you will have to give them a voice imprint, and they will connect to your microbead.
Okay.
Yeah, I would give them once over.
I'd add.
Oh, sorry, Darius. You also now have another character sheet. So,
thank you.
please fill out the character sheet with your new servo skull and give him a name.
Dear God.
Oh, I did not mean to do that. There we go.
Migraji Hakup.
At least you could attempt to read those names. I just look at them going, yeah.
I mean, last time I got a randomly generated name by Roll20, it came out as someone fuck off. So,
Just get fuck off.
alright. Thank you, Waldo.
It's all good.
So, as the servo skulls are passed out, you spend this day getting used to your equipment, trying on your outfits, going over the plan. I'm sure Jenny would at least let you guys know, so this is how the proceeding will go. You'll be
Oh, I
surrounding
would
me.
drill them in the ways of my people.
They will get drilled in the ways of the Mechanicus.
Do we get a lore?
No.
No. You own
I could try.
So Jenny is going to, over this day, whilst you're trying out your equipment and everything, she will show you that she will stand in the centre with Hector, and in the centre she will be walking, chanting the rite of maintenance and proceedings and things of this nature. You'll be raising up your tools to praise the Omnisire at this point, and that point throughout the proceedings.
I'm gonna call this thing. Yeah, I'll call it Owen. Why the hell not? Where's the stats?
I have a nagging feeling I'm forgetting to tell you guys something important. But I ran over this session
they're all rigged
earlier.
with demo charges.
No, nothing like that. I ran it over this episode in my head a number of times now, so it should all be in place.
I'm sure you'll remember it just as it's about to kick us in the balls.
Probably.
Is that
That
how
does
it-
sound like a funny thing to do.
Because sometimes it'd be like that.
Roll20 makes me so sad now. I used to love it so much, and now I get so sad. It's so slow.
Sad. 2 toughness and 1 armor. I don't know why I'm giving it everywhere, because it only has a head.
Yeah, it only has a head. There's no point doing it anywhere else.
But it is
Right.
what, puny?
Just attach a skeleton
Yes.
to it. It's fine.
So hopefully,
Spoons.
when you bring your servo skull out, they should all be named. Because I only have so many servo skull tokens.
Oh, I can't change the thing of it. Oh. Oh wait, no, it's because I haven't updated the sheet.
So if you need to reuse one, I did find art for mine, so
No, well, I've already reused them.
Yeah.
Well, Sarah's has quite a number of servo skulls down below, so yeah, it's all right.
skulls.
Yours are named, hers aren't. There's a big difference.
She just takes skulls out of a box. Here, have one.
Just take the gerbil out of it first. Battery pack.
There
I
are
thought
no
we talked about
gerbils.
this. We had to shoot you if you brought this up again.
I think it's fitting that you've got a poor quality one.
It really is.
Your one
There-
actually is
there's
run
a-
by a gerbil.
There's a gerbil inside the skull, constantly running on the track wheel, just powering the whole thing.
Plus 20 is 3 ticks or 4 ticks?
3.
Okay.
No, so your servo skull only has 1 tick in stealth.
Okay,
No,
so
awareness. Sorry. Awareness
Okay.
is plus 20.
so headcanon. Sarah's heard about your gerbil problem,
Oh, she knows.
and she specifically got you a skull with a gerbil in it.
Dodge. And silent move. Wait, it's got plus 10 in silent move and plus 10 in concealment, but there's
Yes.
none of those.
No, so that's because it's a
Yeah,
first edition
stealth.
and it's a second edition. So you want to put 1 tick in stealth. So it is
Yeah,
known
okay.
in stealth, or
That's
it
right.
knows stealth.
That's right.
So
It's
It
fearless.
should have 3 ticks in awareness, 1 in dodge, 2 in stealth, and 3 in its function skill, I think.
I thought you said 2
'Cause-
or 1 in stealth.
yeah, 1 in
Chris-
stealth. It has
Oh,
1 in
okay
stealth.
then Hector has 1 too much.
No,
Yeah,
it should have
because it should have 1
2,
in
'cause
stealth. No, it should
to get it
have.
at plus 10.
No, it should have 1 in stealth because it doesn't have the. It doesn't have 1. These are mono task, so they're not the good ones. They are the ones.
Okay.
This is a first edition going on to a second edition sheet. So because
Yeah,
it's
okay,
only
so
got the
it
plus
should
10,
only
it's
have
just
1 in
known.
stealth.
Yeah,
Okay, so
they
I
can
fixed
use
that.
stealth.
Okay, so it's fixed.
Oh, Flyer 6. Okay.
So you can replace its movement basically with 6 because it doesn't walk. It hasn't got legs. It has to fly.
I'm pretty sure Waldo's has tiny
It
gerbil legs.
uses arms to plod along. No. So, Albie, what the hell is your one called?
Beethoven. Like the dog.
Wait, what?
For a
okay.
second, yeah, I heard a musician too.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's also the name of the dog.
Okay. Your dog?
No, I don't have dogs.
It's a Saint Bernard. It's from a movie / cartoon, right? Is that the one you're talking about, Albie?
So, as the servo skulls come on,
Name input.
Ah,
Beethoven accepted. Greetings, master. I shall serve you for the Omnisire.
hey, I was right. It's from my, childhood.
Greetings, master. Owen is accepted. I will serve you until my end for the Omnisire.
Cool.
and the last one comes online.
Yeah.
Jenny Moo.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I literally cannot understand that.
Please don't speak. Not ever again.
Jenny, is that normal?
No. No, it is
No,
not.
Jenny, that is a very, very old
Well-
form of Tequilingua. You understood what it said because it's in such a basic form. There's none of the nuance that the tech priests of today have added to their speech. It
Actually,
seemed
no.
to say "Happy to serve you, master." Recognition of Ria accepted.
No, so its name is Ria, and it is happy to serve. Probably could use with a linguistic firmware upgrade, but you're not getting that. So
Is there a volume dial I can turn down?
it's not the volume problem. It uses an older dialect of Technolingua.
Just a floating flashlight. Can I just mute it? That hurt my ears.
One doesn't listen.
I give Waldo no.
One does not simply
I give
mute
Mordecai
the
a dirty
servo
look.
code. One that you just don't do.
Uh,
Well, I'm gonna need you to translate then whenever I decide to do that again.
And I can do that, but you have to show proper respect to Ria.
Nice to meet you, Ria.
Jesus Christ.
It is very excited and slowly drilling a hole in my brain. Can you please never use that voice modulator again?
Is it that bad? It's only the clangers. It's only meant to be like, little whistles
is.
and.
It is, but it's quite piercing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do
I'll use another
apologize.
one.
I do apologize. I mean, no disrespect to the machine gun, but should we maybe put it down and end its suffering?
No. It's just, look, it's just an older model. It still works. It still serves.
Right.
Irana's just gonna look at you like, uh-huh.
I won't go with any other voices. I'll
Listen,
Oh.
the Imperium doesn't just kill old people. They
Yes,
still
they
place
do.
them into service.
What do you think fucking ration bars are made out of?
Dead people.
Yeah,
Sewer rats.
old dead people.
Well, they had to die first.
Yeah,
Do they?
I have not
preferable.
tried
I would have stopped talking now.
manufacturing a
I know
ration
too much.
bar out of a living.
Let's not try that anytime soon. Yeah.
You don't look the gift servo skull in the head.
You're
I
given
swear to
rare
God, if-
technology that you do not understand, and this is how you
If
repay
you-
the Omnisire.
If you bully poor Ria, we're gonna have words.
I know we
Words
will.
goes.
Thing is, I
So-
named it Rhea for a very specific reason. So,
At least you
annoying.
didn't name it Clarence.
be
So-
strong, Clarence.
Be strong for
Omnisire.
the.
So, as you spend the next 24 hours-ish, preparing, getting ready, trying to test out your Servo Skulls command issues, Darius, you do get your best quality microbead that you can connect to Owen with. And unfortunately, so from what I read, Servo Skulls can act as pick recorders.
Yes.
Yes, they can.
And they can
I
transmit.
have one.
So technically, you can leave your Servo Skull in the room, looking as if it's powered off, and if someone walks in, you can listen in to what happens in a room. You guys, personally, except from Jenny, cannot use its pick feed functions at the
Yeah.
moment.
Because it needs to be linked to either cybernetics or a cogitator.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure we established that Hector can only record like 10 seconds. I
No,
think.
so I'm retconning.
Less.
I'm retconning that
Oh,
because they don't record at all, as far as I'm aware. He can literally live transmit you information. So if you fly him into a room with a load of mob bosses talking about their evil dealings, you can just sit there and listen. And Hector will transmit it to you. So I got the rules wrong on that. But Jenny, with your Cognite unit, you can set up a direct feed with Hector. So Hector can now send you footage of what he sees. The distance, because Hector's a starting item for you, you can write backstory behind him. You can upgrade him if you want. Whereas the others, these are skulls that they bought. There's not that much emotional connection to, oh, I bought this skull, or it flies around. You know, maybe if it lives for another 30 episodes, we'll get there. But for you, you can upgrade Hector up to a Guardian class servo skull eventually.
so it can have needles and a pistol.
Well, it also gets the stat. It also gets the stat increases as well.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
that is something I should work for. And maybe
command.
give him like a backstory.
And the command part of it, you can give Guardian Skulls more complex commands. I will allow you guys to set up commands, but they are basic. So, search. A servo skull will search a room. It will go round, and if it has an auger, it will auger the room. If it has an illuminator, it will illuminate the room. You can then apply search retrieve. You need to apply something to the retrieve. So if you see someone, a data slate on a desk, you can say, right, search retrieve. He'll go into the room, search round, retrieve the data slate, and fly off with it. But you need to set out those commands, and they are in the book, but you can make up your own for very basic. Jenny can manipulate this far more than anyone else can, because she's a tech priest. So Jenny, you can write up custom commands, especially now that you have a personalized Cognite unit. You can write up commands for Hector, for the other servo skulls, if you want to expand upon them.
Okay. I will try and think of some backstory for Hector.
No rush on that. He could just be an ancestor. He could just be a friend. He could just be, oh, actually, I was just given this skull when I passed. He's just.
Plot twist. He was my first mentor.
Easy Rex.
Dark.
You see, Hector was my co-student. He kept going on about gerbils inside machinery.
So there's this rule with the tech priests, Skolam, that if your roommate commits suicide, you pass the courses. Well, Hector, you committed suicide, didn't you?
Hector had a rodent-related accident. There were cyber gerbils. Big
weird.
cyber gerbils. Nobody knows how they broke out of the lab.
So, as you prepare yourselves, you test out your servo skulls, you learn their quirks, and Mordecai doesn't have all that much success with his, but it seems to understand him. He can't understand it.
Train my servo skull that if I say sniff, it starts scanning a room.
What did you get?
So he got an auger servo skull. So technically, you need to look in the handbook under servo skulls, and it gives you their commands, their basic commands for monotask. You can get Jenny to customize your commands, so instead of search or scan to sniff, by all means, but that will be something you'll have to do later.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
I don't think Jenny's going to have the time tonight to go poking around with things that you need for the next day. I mean, you could try, Jenny.
Yeah, I could. I suppose I could.
I don't find a list of commands.
Yeah, I think it's custom. I think it's this is invention. The list of commands for the school.
No, there actually is there on the
Oh, there.
Where'd it go?
What page?
I remember.
Scroll up. It's beside the Guardian Skull. Special rules command.
Oh, sorry, it's by the Guardians, is it?
I take it's the Inquisitor's Handbook.
Yes.
Yeah, 144.
Thank you.
And I believe there's the command.
Yes.
Shit!
Yeah.
I think the humble bundle the deal is already over, right?
So
No.
at the
No, I don't
moment,
think so.
it's command, guard, search and destroy, sentry.
Here, I'll post the link in. There you go. That should just open up straight to the true. Other services do exist. Just covering your bases.
Found
was-
commands. Might be
was
worth
sure.
pinning.
I'm sure the monotask had them as well, but for some reason it doesn't. I'll say that they still do. But again, it's the Guardian Skulls you can turn around and give orders to, and they'll understand. The monotasks are a lot more basic.
Mm-hmm. If several familiar suffers from a failure of 4 or more degrees in a willpower test or suffers a critical hit to the head, there's a 50% chance of its programming to break down catastrophically, and a debased form of organic mind will take over. Then it goes mad, savage, and randomly attacking everybody and everything in its path until destroyed.
So
Don't let it get
the
critically
next
shot.
day comes. You are woken up early. It's probably about 4 in the morning. You would have been informed the night before when you were leaving. You all put on your... So I'm gonna allow this because, again, you'd know that tech priests are not all a standard size. They are very bulky. They are very misshapen. So you get dressed. You put on your... Sure, you put on your undergarments. You put on whatever you feel comfortable with over the... Maybe some pajamas. Maybe a skin-tight body glove. But then goes on the
what,
armor.
Now we're having a sleepover.
You put on your body armor, then you put on your tech priest disguise. So you will have your armor underneath.
How much
Now-
armor is a body glove again?
I don't know. That would be something you would need to. If you didn't buy one, you don't have one. It was just
I
as
have
an
one.
example. Yeah, then you should have written it down when you bought one. Sorry, dude.
I can't wear my greatcoat over my uniform, can I?
No, great coats are something that you won't be able to get away with as tech tributari. You're going to have a robe that goes over you. They're all going to be the same color. I think it's like a red or a white. I can't quite remember.
Well, since
it's gonna be
we're
bulky,
going
but-
under the guise of the Mechanicus, I should probably leave my great coat in the...
Yeah, you won't be able to... Anything that you
Illegal.
wear over your robes that would take away from your... You can wear it. I'll give you massive negatives for your disguise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I'm leaving the gray... I assume they let us store the
You
coats
can store
in
whatever you
the
want here.
eagle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weaponry
That's what I'm gonna do.
as well. You would not expected to be walking down carrying bags of guns. I'm sorry, Darius. You can go equipped, but you do need to be reasonable. At the end of the day, the tech priests don't carry basic firearms. It would be really odd to see the tech priests coming down
Well,
with auto guns for the most
How
part.
bulky are these robes?
They're
They're
large
not-
robes. They are large robes to hide your armor. You weren't dumb when... I may get you to start rolling intelligence tests for these things.
It's
But
not
for now-
exactly.
It's a robe.
There-
It's a monk's robe. There's a lot of space that you can play around with there. That's why I'm letting you wear your armor. And because you're meant to be tech priests or tech thralls or tributari, you can be misshapen and a bit odd because
Yeah.
commoners just think you've augmented underneath the robe.
Like the actual tech priest robes, they're usually like spacious enough so we can actually like hide mechadendrites under there. Like you can
Yes.
coil them under the robe.
So weaponry is going to be something you're going to have to think about. Choose your weapons wisely. You don't have to tell me which weapons they are right now. But obviously, if you say when you get into combat, oh, I whip out my X, and it's like, would a tech priest have that on? And where have you been hiding it? I will ask questions. So we'll leave it up to your discretion.
I will only pull along my held pistol.
No, by all means, that's leaving it up to your discretion. You don't need to let me know. As you're all bundled into the transportation that is going to take you down into the lower hive, a massive 18-wheeler truck has been rented or acquired from somewhere by Ceres. The truck has a hauling company logo on it. Something like the Emperor's Cargo Moving Company. Something inspiring like that on the side.
Something very creative.
As you're led
Biggie
to the back
moving
of it, the door is open and you'll see there's a lot of stuff in there. A lot of boxes that have been sealed. It looks like sealed by the administratum. Different manufactorums have sent different components to different manufactorums, and it looks like this is a legitimate company that's working. And the driver doesn't even, like, as you guys come out, you can see these big ass wing mirrors, so he can see all the way down the back of his truck, and he's just looking away. He's clearly not, I didn't see it. If I didn't see it, it didn't happen. You were loaded into the back, and one of the Poison Kiss members comes along with you, just to exit the vehicle alongside you guys. You're taken at about 4 a.m. Onto the commercial highway, down to the cargo elevator, one of the express cargo elevators for the lower hive, where you are taken down. Now, normally this would be a journey of 16 hours. Fucking hell. Luckily, it's halved by 3. Oh, that kind of maths is going to be. So it's 5 hours and a bit you spend in transport before you spend another hour travelling down into the Acid Riot's territory. Let me just get an Acid Riot open.
During that time, are we supervised? Are we being accompanied by anyone from
You're in the back
Poison
of...
Kiss?
Sorry, 4 hours. No, it was 3 hours. You're in the back of a truck, sat behind some pallets. Is that right? I think that's right. Sat behind some pallets. There is a member of the Poison Kiss there, just so that you know where to get off. You're squashed right at the front of the truck. The truck does stop a couple of times in that, in those 5 and a bit hours. But it seems as if it's being unloaded on the freight elevator. The freight elevator stopping every so often to let vehicles on and off and some foot passengers. It seems as if vehicles were towed up behind the truck. Things were offloaded. Papers were signed, and then they went on their way. Now that it's down in the lower hive, he does stop off at a couple of manufactorums. You would hear as the Poison Kiss gang member would kind of gesture for everyone to get back. You could see her holding her breath as the doors open. Components are taken out, boxes are taken out by haulage servitors, and then paperwork is signed and you're on your way. The next stop, the Poison Kiss member looks at all of you and gives you the gesture that, yeah, this is our stop. As the door rolls up, you can see that you're in what looks like an abandoned manufactorum. It is a burnt shell of a building, and the driver isn't there. No, hang on. No, the driver is there because he rolled the doors up. But as he opens the door, you can literally just see his arm as he walks off around and gets back in his car, back in the cab by the time you guys get out. With your servo skulls just... Right, this is our stop. Good luck and everything. She closes the door. She's visibly trembling.
We don't need luck. We've got the benediction of the Omnissiah on our side.
Well, good luck with that, tech priest. She looks at the rest of you and Emperor protect. As she lowers her hood, you'll notice that she looks like a young teenage boy. She's got that, very short hair. She could pass as a teenage boy quite easily. She removes a jacket, which shows that... Liliana, I'll give you this one. You've probably seen this girl before. Around, just in the club, or getting stuff back behind the club. She normally has a larger breast. It does look like she's wrapped her boobs down to flatten them off a bit. When she takes her jacket off, she throws it into the rubble of the burned out manufactorum and puts on a small skull cap and goes off into the lower hive, the Acid Riot territory.
Okay then. Well, that's why she's here. She can actually pass as a dude in Acid Riot territory.
Yep.
She doesn't strike me like as the greatest infiltrator, but it's,
With a bunch of coked up dope heads, it's gonna work. Anyway, you're the tech priest. Where are we going here?
I'm just gonna point in the direction that feels like there's gonna be... I assume we had like a diagram of pipes and other things.
Yes, you've got a map.
Yeah.
You've got a map that's been drawn out that you were able to study. The drop-off point would have been shown to you on the map, which is a manufactorum. It is not a burned-out wreck of a manufactorum, and actually says on there that it should manufacture rubber gaskets, but it's clearly not anymore.
I mean, we'll start. I'm just gonna lead us from like one area to the other, and we'll essentially see where that gets us.
Okay.
Okay.
So, you take up formation around your tech priest, your servo skulls, now swaying in unison as Jenny begins the chant of maintenance. As you make your way out of the ruins, you've been this far down before. You've seen standard template construct buildings exactly the same as this on the other side of the hive. But, oh, by the God Emperor, these two worlds not so completely different. As you walk out onto the streets, you just see rubble on the sidewalks. There's no working community here, no. This is a community that is ruled by fear and terror. You see twitching and tweaking individuals looking for their next fix, or already on the fix of their lives right now. maybe not ever to return, as you can see a number of corpses just rotting in dark alleyways, the smell repulsive. You hear the cries and screams, the high-pitched yells from women coming from dormitories far, far above you, and yet no one lifts an eye or cares. As you make your way through, you can see a number of acid riot heavies, gangers, and what did I call the other ones? Stalkers. Yeah, we'll go stalkers for now. Congregating around street corners, rolling dice, shaking people down, drinking, doing drugs openly. Some walk round with Gladstones in their hands, just enjoying the uplifting high and euphoric feelings, whilst others have obscure pipes hanging from their lips, the smoke still just dissipating. There's no form of law in this section. There's no communities coming together. There's nothing but destruction. And as you make your way further around, following the map that Jenny remembered, you just see it decay and become even worse. As you head further in, further to the centre of the acid riots territory. The fuck is this? You see from out of the corner a behemoth of a man. Steroids are not even a comparison to what this man is on. His muscles twitch and jiggle with excitement as he comes round a bulging, throbbing mess of muscle. The fuck you doing in our territory?
I assume he addresses that to us.
The closest tributary.
We are here to carry out repairs in the name of the Omnissiah. You will not intervene.
What, you think the cogheads have got this territory sorted, do ya? You can't just come in here. Nah, the boss won't have that. I think a toll. Yeah, some payment of respect is what's needed for this. So, not that it's... Can you... I don't think NPCs can intimidate player characters.
You can try.
No, I don't...
Unless you have a fear rating, I
They
don't think
should
they
be
can.
able to try.
No, I even think he will try. Even on a success, I actually think in the rulebook it's not... Like, player characters are just not meant to be. He will try. He will try.
He succeeds.
How the hell does he have such a high target?
Strength.
High strength. So he inflates, just visibly, just breathing in. You can see veins throbbing as extra blood is pumped up to muscles crying out for oxygen. As he just goes red. Not green. As player characters, though, you can see that he's intimidating, but you're Inquisition, motherfucker.
Because out of character, Jenny imagines that they should probably make an example of him. Because
Jenny, if you
doesn't-
think
like,
that's what the
one-
Mechanicus would do,
I mean, one does not simply fuck with the Mechanicus.
He knew what he was getting in for when he tried that. Let's kill him.
it's your
Yeah,
call,
no-
Jenny. As the leading tech priest, it's your call to, like, there are eyes on you, looking at you.
Yeah, no, Jenny would simply say, Tributai, execute.
Order 66.
Just this idiot.
A quick draw by hack shotgun him. Point
Good.
blank shot, I suppose.
Sure. He's
I'm gonna draw my
used his action technically as an intimidate.
I can't
So
be him. Would I be in point blank range, or
sure.
I can't aim with it anyway? That's
He
alright.
literally, if you think of it as a movie, he stepped out from a side alley out in front of you and started intimidating the closest.
Does he count as hulking?
I don't actually think he does. I think they still are classed as normal humans.
Doubt he's orc size.
No, he's not Astartes.
Oh,
He's
I'm
just
an
a
orc.
freak lad.
No, a blood letter. Not blood letter. Yeah, no, blood letter can be hulking as well.
Yes,
So
so
can
you can. Yeah.
So can someone in 8 or higher AP armor.
Or anyone in power armor gets hulking.
Yes.
Except from Cerritos. Don't start, Jim. We know what you were going to say. Hang on. Did Jim
Actually, no,
drop?
Astartes don't count as hulking. Well, they are hulking, but
Well,
because of
they-
the black
they are,
carapace,
but
they
yeah.
aren't treated as.
They don't take penalties for being Hulk.
Jim did drop.
Yes.
Yeah,
no,
his internet
he's
is
been
being
having internet
shaky.
issues.
Never mind then. Never mind.
Are we using first edition or second edition point blank or scatter rules?
So
there
we're
a
using
difference?
we're using a homebrew rule, but we're using second edition for the rules. But we're using the Only War. I believe it's the Only War rules. So at point blank, you get +1 damage. You get +20 to hit. I think
Sounds right.
I can't actually remember.
it's the really good one. It's
Short
but-
range or closer, +10 to hit, point blank, +3 damage. So
That's
+10
the
and
one.
+3 damage.
Yeah, that's the one. But obviously the further away with a shotgun, the worse it gets. So big bonuses for up close and personal.
Double AP against scatter weapons at long or extreme range.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Okay, so he is, after seeing the weapon come out, he will attempt to dodge, because he does get the...
Damn it, he did.
Damn it.
He did. I'm a bit worried how many doubles he's got there, though, but anyway. So I'll leave it up to you, who are the fighters, who would have taken the front line position, who would have taken the flanks, and who would have taken the rear, with obviously Jenny in the middle. So whoever is next in front line position to attack.
I'll draw my sword. Rush him.
Sure.
Just makes sense that I'd be in the front end. So that's kind of what I always.
Yeah.
No aim, because I need to do that. Attack.
Okay. So as Darius fires, this huge pile of meat just quickly steps to one side, moving his entire body, leaning to one side. Mordecai just quickly brings his sword up, jumps up, and strikes him at the neck, trying to cleave his head off in one go. Will he be successful? We'll roll damage to find out.
Also, you're rolling as the silver skull.
No. Sadly,
I am using my actual character sheet. I just forgot.
So sadly, the ancestral blade that has been in your family for so many generations, that was monoed not so long ago, slashes down upon his chain. He has a chain with like dog tags of a bastardized form, and your blade just cuts the chain in two, but dealing very little damage, if none, in fact, to his neck. He has very high toughness.
I would like to blow my hell pistol and do a cold shot to the head.
I don't think draw and do shot.
No, technically you can't, because you don't. Do you have quick draw?
I don't, but I'm a bit confused because of the narrative. If you say you can only draw, it's alright for me.
No,
Drawing
so
a weapon
so
is a half action.
yeah, if you've got quick draw, it's a free
It's a
action.
free action.
Yeah, cold
So-
shot is a full action.
Yeah, so I'd be giving you an extra half action to everyone else. So you won't be able to cold shot head. You can draw your weapon and shoot him. No aim.
What range would it be for my help? pistol?
It's point blank.
Short range?
It's
Point
point
blank or
point
short?
blank. Point blank. This is, you're walking in a very dangerous area in a circular perimeter around your tech priest. And this dude stepped out in front of you. You're pretty much the 3 fighters who I would have picked in a party where you guys have gone first. Yeah, you 3 are pretty much point blank. And we'll say that Liliana is bringing up the back.
I hit!
Nice. Barely.
Oh, Jesus!
Just hit. Just to let you know, Albie, I think 96 or 90... Oh, wait, no. That's unreliable. Never mind.
90s.
It depends
96.
on the weapon
It's
quality, I
not
think.
Yeah,
unreliable.
normally.
The
91.
hell pistol is a reliable pistol.
Yeah.
Only Saya has blessed it.
So it
So-
only jams on 100.
Roll for me damage, then. As you shoot him in the left arm off the top of my head, I believe I am wrong. It's the body. No, it's not. It's left arm. No, it's not. It's the right arm.
Technical difficulties, please wait a second.
No, it is the left arm. I'm being
Left
dumb.
arm, yeah. Oh, you're right the
Yeah.
first time. Hey, congratulations.
I shouldn't
You can
doubt my
read
brain,
numbers.
but you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Sometimes those bastards jump around on you, and it's just like, huh. Well, I read that wrong. The beautiful mind of a dyslexic. So, as you shoot
9.3.
him, you so this dude isn't actually wearing any armor. It does look as if he's on something. Just the way that he's just gone red, just pumped up. It looks like he's on some sort of steroid. Yeah.
Do I find some comparisons with the previous assault?
No, I don't think so anyway. He takes the damage. It hurts. Oh, I don't have anywhere. I have to get a pencil. It hurts, but he is still very much up and angry. Jenny, in the line of people to attack, you would be next.
I would have action draw the pistol and have action shoot the bitch.
Go ahead. And give it a try. Unfortunately, you are at short range because you're furthest away
Okay,
from.
so I need to redo it then. No aim, short range. I don't believe you can do. I'm gonna give him a semi-auto.
Sure.
I'm gonna give that my fate.
Oh, also, sorry, I did forget something. So you've rested for 2 days. You can have 2 fate points.
Okay,
So 1 for this session and then 1 extra.
No,
I have-
apparently I'm not hitting him.
Oh, yeah, you're not. No.
As shots go wild. So
I need to get
Liliana.
the laser sight.
Liliana is not here, but she would do
I'm
something.
pretty sure she would still stay out.
She would do something. I'm not going to be a dick. She's got some equipment. She has got some equipment which I could be a massive dick about using. I'm not, because it would be a little bit unfair. It would. So she is going to quick draw Civatlas, whatever it's called. Because I believe it was fixed, and I don't know if she has a quick draw. I didn't look. It'd still be short range.
Oh, the Civitas pistol.
Yeah. She's gonna say fuck it and shoot semi-auto. Seeing the big dick needs to be put down. She. Sorry.
Jesus fuck. Right.
Sorry, Henry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Would she care?
Yeah.
This
probably.
went much smoother in my head.
Yeah.
know,
Do you know
right?
what? In my head, this was gonna be such a quick encounter of all of you just bitch slapping his prick. But it's
I mean,
like,
it would have. It didn't fucking dodge.
True.
Because the
His,
shotgun's tearing and has +3 damage, for fuck's sake.
Also,
It would have
if I-
fucking killed him.
If
So-
I hadn't rolled a 2 for damage.
would she use a fate point to save a gun that she doesn't really like? Well, she went back up to 4, and now she's at 3. Because fuck it, we will try to save the party.
How the
Or
fuck she got
just-
4?
She's a
the fate
psyker.
point.
She's a psyker.
Me and her,
Oh.
we both started on 4, and then I had to burn 1.
I need to bring forth my inner Magnus. Come on. Now we need to save the party with some decent rolls here, Nuffle. So come on. That's only 2 degrees. That's
better.
not really enough. But so one shot hits, one shot goes wide. Goes
I
wild.
don't think that's a hit.
Oh, hang on. No, it's not. Is it? It's a 40.
It's
not a-
42.
Hang on. Is
It's
that
fine.
ballistic?
37.
I didn't realise her ballistic skill was. Oh crap! Her ballistic skill was only 27.
Yeah, me and her are frontline.
Yeah.
Well, I
Or
tried.
Psyker.
I
But-
tried. So he is going to whip out 2 Punisher batons, which technically
There's your eyes, narrow.
is his full action, because he doesn't have quick. Would he? He's a steroid. No, he's going to pull out 1, and he's going to strike at Mordecai, because Mordecai actually hit him. Didn't do much damage, but you did hit him.
I'm also right in the face.
Bitch, you didn't get to beat up my tributite.
I mean, I could just set him on fire, but
Please no.
Oh, there we go.
I know
He's
it's
going to
not.
go all out, because he's.
because he can.
Ooh,
He's a prick.
ooh.
What are the all out?
Parry,
again?
please.
Parry.
Parry.
He gets a
Degrees of
plus
sensitivity.
30. He gets
I get-
plus.
-20.
I was gonna say, am I getting?
Sorry.
I thought you said I got a plus 30. Then I was like, no, I don't.
No. He did for his thing.
I'm gonna fate that.
Sure, I
You
understand.
used 2 fate points in this fight already.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, Mordecai.
You shouldn't have
Fuck
fated.
me.
So
Get the bad rolls all out today.
just he has a crushing blow, so he gets to add half his weapon skill bonus to his melee attacks. I believe it's rounded up. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So his weapon has a plus 2 added onto the damage. Ooh.
Okay.
14, pen 0. To the head. No, hang on.
Big fucking. Of course it is.
No, it's 60. No, sorry, it's 60. It's
No,
60.
no,
it's
it's
not.
the head. No, this is the head.
It's always the fucking.
No, that is it because it
That
gets
is-
turned
no, it's
around,
tor- it's a
doesn't it?
torso hit.
60.
It's
So
a
it's the
torso
torso.
because it's 0-6.
It's bunny, it's bunny.
Because it gets turned into
Not
60.
me
Yeah.
today.
Oh.
It would have been funny. I was sat there thinking that is to the head, isn't it? That's to the. It would be to the fucking head with Mordecai. It's not to the bottom.
Boom fucking headshot.
Oh wait, no, I don't have 8 because I haven't got the shield out. So
No,
that's
you wouldn't-
just 6.
you- Unless
I'm
you
pretty sure
had like
tributite doesn't wear shields.
you
That's-
could
that's-
have if it had the emblem of the Omnisire
Yeah.
on it, but
Yeah.
yours weren't.
It was more me talking to myself that I bring it on along. Like mentally, I didn't bring it anyway. Sad.
See-
So that's 8.
Look, Lebot would have been okay because he had a shield with the Omnisire's sig. Well, he was a tech priest. Anyway,
I'm gonna die.
probably. Oh,
You're not
actually,
gonna
I
die,
did.
We're gonna kill you first.
I did fuck up because Mordecai's actually in combat with this guy. So the second attack should have also come with -20s.
I can shoot
But
into
I won't-
melee without penalty.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah,
That's
so
all
everyone
you need
else is except from, except from.
Well, we're firing pistols in melee. It's definitely.
Well,
really
yeah,
nice.
no. For you, Darius, you're close enough that you can choose when you're in or out of combat, or until matey swings at you. Obviously, if you try and leave, he could use his reaction to attack you because you're in his melee range. He just hasn't engaged you yet. But for Jenny and for Liliana, there should be -20s. But we're round to the start again. So Darius, you can indeed attack him.
Alright. I feel really tempted to just whip out 5 kilograms of dead cord and stick it to his back, but I'm not going to do that.
Just stick it to it. Just like, bitch!
Semtex. Fine.
If you're going down, we're going down.
It's a messy way to send a message and to party wipe, but
Oh, it's not that big of an explosion. Well, actually, no.
it would
no,
just kill
5
Mordecai.
kilograms, yes.
Just Mordecai down. Fine.
you're all quite close. You're quite close.
No, I'm I hate the hack shotgun. I need to get a better one, but I'm going to. Can I quick draw, put away my weapon, and still quick draw another weapon?
You can drop a weapon for free.
Yeah, I'll drop the hack shotgun, quick draw the ripper clip, and just let out a fucking volley into his back.
So, now, technically, I will allow it because the ripper clip only has one mode of fire. But
Oh,
technically,
shit, yeah,
you're
no,
not allowed to use multi-shot burst.
Yeah. I could.
Don't you
No, I
have
could
like
always-
a hand cannon?
I do. I have a hand cannon of a scalp taker. I'll probably use the scalp taker instead.
I think they're actually both hand cannons. What's the scalp taker?
Are they?
Auto.
I don't think they are.
No, I think the scalp taker is an
Shit.
auto. It would tell
No,
you
it's
how
a
many
stub
rounds.
revolver.
How many rounds does it have? Oh, okay, it's a stub revolver.
6.
Because hand cannons, I
Oh, yeah.
believe, are 5. I think.
I'll tell you now. Scalp taker stub revolver, the Wesson Creep Model 20. It's on page 118 of the Inquisitors.
It said stub revolver, so it's not a hand cannon.
Oh yeah.
Because the other one is in the hand cannon breakdown. But I think the reason why I'm getting confused is because the hand cannons and revolvers are right next to each other, and they don't have a thing that breaks.
They're generally the same thing anyway. Most hand cannons are revolvers.
Yeah, they're just bigger shells.
Okay. So yeah, dropping the hack shotgun, pulling out the scalp taker, and putting a round in his back, I suppose.
You sure?
So drop, free action, pull out, free action. So I get the half aim, point blank, standard shot, and no modifier. He's not the size of an Ogren, so he's not hulking, right?
True.
Okay.
And he does.
There we go.
Does he get to dodge? Because he
He
didn't
doesn't
allow
get the dodge because
No.
they all did attack.
Yeah, okay.
Hey Jim, we're murdering a bitch. We could use you.
There you go.
I mean, we're murdering Mordecai at this.
So nothing unusual, really.
So into his right arm.
So as the shot impacts, hang on, his right arm for 10.
Yep.
Take away that. My maths is correct? No, it's wrong. No, it's wrong. That's wrong. That's correct. So the shot takes out a chunk of flesh, and you can just see rippling muscle just go flying through the air. He growls. He's roided up. He's going mental. I don't think he would be able to calm down. But he still stands. It looks like you're going to have to finish him.
Alright,
Mordecai.
Mordecai, do the fucking thing. Dark Souls him, stab him in the back.
As you weep after being struck in the chest.
Really wanted to set a bitch on fire, but I'm just gonna. You know what? Fucking All out attack is full action.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And when
I'm
it,
gonna all out.
it uses, I believe you can aim with an all-out attack, but
No,
it
the
uses
full
up
action.
your. Oh, is it okay? So it
Let me
uses up your
double check because
reaction.
I was the
It uses up your reaction. That's the main thing.
lightning all-out attack, full action.
Yeah, so I can't aim to it. You know what? I'm just gonna half aim. Just half aim and try and make sure I hit Drew. Not be stupid.
Sure. I mean, technically, you get a higher bonus with all out, but
Yeah, it wouldn't have helped. To be
No.
10 above that.
No. Well, no, it would have hit.
No, it would have still missed because it would have been plus 20, not plus 30.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah.
No,
It would be
all out is
82.
plus 30.
No, it
Yeah,
would have been
but-
82 because it's already plus 10 with the half aim.
Would have been 72 because it's plus 20 half aim standard attack.
Oh, okay.
All eight attacks plus 30.
Yeah, so it would have been 70, not 60.
No, because you still get the plus for standard attack.
Oh, do you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, standard attack is a
confused.
standard attack, so you still get the bonus for a standard attack. 'cause
Yeah,
you're
but
doing
all-out
one
attack is not a standard attack.
No, yeah, you're right.
No,
Yeah,
but there have to be
all
enough. So there have to be enough
No, like-
bonuses to make it worthwhile. Otherwise, it's just not
All out
worthwhile. So you don't get to aim. You don't get a standard attack. That's minus 20. So then it's really not worth it for the plus 10. There'd be no point. No, just for that. Well, I suppose you could get a plus 20 if you did fate point plus 10 and then all out attack, which would give you a plus 10
It's not
overall.
worth it though.
But it's
Any-
still.
Anyway,
So yeah,
Either way.
you would get the in my game anyway. You get the standard attack for it because it's just one standard attack that is all out to make it more worthwhile. Sadly, you do not hit though, so that means it is Ezio's turn to try and save the day.
don't shoot in the back of the head.
How dead does he look?
Well,
Not
he's still
very dead,
raging.
I
He's still
assume.
raging. Luckily, he's got no armor, so he's blooded, wobbling a bit. A good
I
hit
do,
could finish him, but you
I do.
think about your luck, and you're like, well, I might be able to do it.
Cold shot his head.
You can do that now. Minus 20, because no, you don't get
I
it.
have
So
talent.
yeah, you could do it.
Wait, but wouldn't cold shot be minus 40?
No, because he doesn't have. He's got the
I've
talent.
got the talent to make.
Oh,
cold
so
shots
it's-
So he's got
free.
cold shots
So
free.
Just be minus
and-
20?
No,
Because
he's also got the-
really?
No, he's also got the talent, so he doesn't take
Ah.
penalties for shooting into combat.
Oh,
so
that's pretty good.
Yeah, I may or may not have built heavily onto combat.
At least someone did.
Hey, I got a good mix, to be honest.
Cold shot to the head. I live dangerous.
sure.
Point blank.
Yes, you are.
Am I point blank with my stick?
It's not the standard. I don't get the standard bonus, right?
Yeah, if you're firing one shot, it's a standard shot.
Standard- yeah.
It's only if you're
Wait.
firing. Well, you can't do. I don't think you can do like full auto and semi-auto with cooled shot.
I'm
need
pretty
to
sure
look that up.
cold shot is specifically one shot. Let me
That's-
double
Yeah, I
check though.
know. But I'm wondering.
Charge, cold shot. The attacker declares a location and makes an attack following all of the standard attack rules.
I get the bonus.
So it's one shot.
Sure, you hit him in the head. Exactly 10
Only
lower
just,
than
but-
your. You just hit last time, and then you've hit 10 lower this time. Please roll damage. But sadly, you shoot him in the head. His ear the side of his ear is just burnt away, just sizzled away into gristle. All that side of his face also has a burn running across it. Closer to the ear is more melted, whereas on his cheek, for example, is not so singed. So he goes down to there. So Jenny, Ezio couldn't do it. Can you?
I am going to have aim. Short range standard, only one shot. -20 because he's in melee.
In the name of the Omnisire, you will die.
I fucking give up. I fucking give up.
I think you should just save ammo.
Hector
Wait,
just
wait,
turns
what-
at you
wait,
after
wait,
you miss
Wait,
and is just like,
it was accurate? No, accurate only gives me
No.
damage dice, right?
it only gives you damage dice if you aim.
Which
You-
I did, but it doesn't matter because I didn't hit.
Accurate also gives you +10, I believe, if you have aim.
That's still a miss.
It's an additional +10 when used when aims.
Yeah, no.
Told you.
Fucking still target 56.
So sadly, no go, I'm afraid. So Liliana, you're now like blinking. You've got your civilian las gun in your hand. You feel as if it jammed, but then the God Emperor stopped it from jamming, and you hit something. No, well, yeah, no.
No, you didn't.
You hit the
Hold
wall.
up. Why do I have my civilian last pistol on and not my safe?
Because you weren't here, so you're at the back of the group. So you are marching in a circle formation. You've got Darius, Mordecai, Ezio as the front of the triangle. You've got Jenny in the middle, and you're bringing up the rear in your in the performance that you practiced yesterday of how a tech priest and her tributari would go down into the, she's doing chants to the Omnisire. You're holding up your arms at certain times when you should be praising the Omnisire and, asking for his help and grovelling and all that nonsense. There's a lot of ritual to moving around as a tech priest.
You
And then some
probably
big
have
muscle.
like an incense burner and shit.
No, because you didn't buy it. And then some muscle-bound heavy from the Acid Riot, who is clearly on a steroid rage high, has just accosted your group, and you've decided to lay the whoop down on him to set an example.
From what I'm seeing, there are people in melee with him.
Yes, he stepped into basically Darius and Mordecai. So they were point blank when this engagement happened. He tried to intimidate the party into paying him to move. So he had used his action. So everyone opened up their action with hit him with everything we got.
And
And
we
they
flopped
did.
spectacularly.
Yes,
He
yes,
dodged
they
my
did.
fucking shotgun. Piece of shit.
And then he struck Mordecai. So him and Mordecai are in melee combat, whereas Darius is just in melee range, but technically point blank, until he gets attacked by the Roid Head, which could be this turn. And you're at the back of the group, still within short range, but yeah.
What is the penalty for trying to hit someone?
-20.
-20. So let me just do a quick math.
Yes, you'd have 10,
So
maybe 20.
No, Jim, we're not doing math yet.
half aim, standard attack, plus short aim.
Short
Not
range,
short aim,
yeah.
short range, which is
Yeah.
also +10. So I have a +30 overall. So I'll be trying to hit him with a target of 37. I think.
You
I'm
came
going to
close
put
last
away
time. You came close last time. There are probably
Yeah.
about 70 or 190 people watching what's going on.
You know
just
what?
to let
Fuck
you
it, I'm
know.
gonna shoot. Half aim, short range, standard attack, -20. I hit someone. I apologize.
Also, because I don't. Hey, look at this!
Oh, you did hit someone.
Look at this. See, I fired semi-auto last time, and I missed terribly. And you fired one shot. Just please roll damage.
I do believe that's to the head, so
It is.
It is.
zero.
Oh,
Lovely.
wait, these dice rolls, I
7
swear.
damage, pen 0. So his other ear goes missing as you fire, and the shot from your civilian las just melts his ear away.
Does he has?
He's a
He
heavy.
probably has ridiculous toughness, Albie.
He's a heavy with high toughness. I mean, if the shotgun had gone off, that would have hurt him, but your rolls for damage have actually been meh. You know,
I mean, technically I rolled a 6, so it's
you
above
did,
average.
you did.
Alright,
Mordecai
I'll-
rolled
I
under.
did.
I rolled a 2.
Darius rolled exactly. Well, technically it's a D10, so he rolled under. Yeah.
Yeah, below average.
So,
Well, the second roll, an average roll.
I mean,
my damage is
technically-
above.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
So-
average.
Right, let me just have a think here, because he's at a point where technically,
Critical effect.
let me see what his willpower says. I will, because he's still a human, he doesn't want to die, so I'll give him a plus 10. Okay.
He's not smart enough.
No, he's not.
It's
So
probably
he
just
he lets out
destroyed it
a
out of his mind.
bellowous roar cries out of him as he doesn't get a half aim. He all out attacks. Oh, hang on. No, so to go through the calculation to give it that plus 10, you have to give it an aim. Because when you click on all out, it doesn't let you put in.
Yeah.
You can't put in any other mod unless you add them. So he's going to aim all out to make it worthwhile doing all outs, and he's going to strike at Darius. Because Darius blew away part of his arm. Darius, you can dodge or parry. Parrying with a gun may damage
No,
it.
fuck you.
So
I
as
have
he
faith in my dodging abilities.
as he roars out, he just swings this baton up, coming close to Darius, as Darius just steps back. No, fuck you. And comes back into the fight. He's quite pissed. But that is the end of that round. So we go back round, and it's Darius's turn.
I can still fire my pistol, can't I?
You can
Alright.
indeed.
I'm gonna yell "fucking twist" and half aim point blank him in the fucking head.
I don't think you
Well-
get range. That's the only thing. I think range is set at 0 because you're now in melee.
Half aim. It's okay. Yeah. So shooting in melee has the penalty. So yeah, it basically negates the point blank bonus.
As far
you
as
get
I'm
a
aware,
plus.
you just don't get any range when you're in melee. So when it says range, you just go to 0.
I'm gonna double check this. I don't remember.
What's the penalty for shooting into melee?
No, because he's got a pistol. He has no penalty for shooting into melee. He's in melee, so he's not shooting into it. He can use his pistol and fire single shots in melee. He just doesn't get a range bonus.
God damn it, the forms are loading. Give me a second.
See if I've got it on my cheat sheet. Well, GM sheet.
Oh, for God's sake. Well, there's a weapon called a meat hammer.
Yeah, it's a shotgun.
Yeah, it actually allows you to fire it in melee.
Love it.
Yeah, I think it's a cut down version of a shotgun. It might be a pistol. Can't quite remember. Yeah.
When a pistol weapon is used in close combat, a fire gains no bonuses
Sounds
or
like a sound
penalties
off.
to hit in range or targeting equipment. I don't actually get point blank.
No, so it's just set at 0.
Yeah, okay,
Badly.
standard range. Standard shot.
Sadly.
And no additional mod. Yeah. So I yell fucking twist and shoot him in the fucking
In the
You
12.
shoot him in
In the
arm
arm.
again.
The
See him
arm
arm.
and please roll me damage.
There you go.
9 damage. So finally, as you bring your newly acquired weapon, you haven't quite got the feel of the balance down yet. You were aiming for the head, but instead you shot him in his collarbone. The bone obliterating into pieces, destroying his windpipe. Just a massive hole. It's a stub round, so a medium-sized hole at the back. You can just hear gasping and bubbling as bubbles begin to appear as he's trying to breathe. As blood begins to pour out, he falls to his knees, clutching at his throat and trying to, but he falls face first into the ground and twitches for a while. You hear a few people like from up in the Hab block buildings who are leaning out, like giving a few whistles. A few coins are being changed by individuals on the street who put bets on the incident.
As he falls down, Jenny's just gonna loudly proclaim, "You will not interfere with the Mechanicus business."
Alright.
Tech, please put permission to immolate his corpse.
No.
It will not be necessary.
I'm gonna pick up my hack shotgun, reload it, and
Just use my
Hold still,
flamer
tribute.
on him, okay?
Hold still, tributi. Rites of repair must be performed. And
All praise the machine. All praise the machine. All praise the
Cash the
machine.
big guy.
Praise the Omnidiah.
As the servo skulls begin hovering around
I
Jenny.
don't care how much HP you have left. I'm pretty
Holy
sure I
fuck.
killed the fool.
You say that. That's only just enough to get me pulled.
No, because there's
Well,
also
plus-
there's
No,
plus
because
5.
+5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's plenty.
Yeah, +5 because intelligence bonus.
Took 8.
I'm gonna quickly go. Be right back.
Okay.
Sure.
So short, you can search him. You can you find a used obscura pipe, broken. You find
Okay.
2 Punisher batons. You find what looks to be a wallet that contains nothing in, and what looks to be a used drug bag that has nothing in.
Really looting.
Oh, a pack of low sticks.
I'll take the pack of glow sticks as well.
I am grabbing those as soon as I see
Nope.
it. I need it. I need it. I need it.
I'll trade them to you later.
I have
My
a
kill.
craving. You don't understand, Darius. I'm addicted.
There's
I'm getting
5,
away with
there's-
this addict.
Yeah, 5 out of the pack.
Actually meant to be looking like
How many's in them?
Tributi.
I
This
think
is
they're
great.
packs of 20. I think
Alright,
they're packs of
Packs-
20.
Packs are 20. Are these the good ones, or are these the
No,
dirt
these
cheap
seem
ones?
to be good quality one. Well, standard quality ones.
Because
Alright.
I just realized I forgot to buy another pack of glow sticks, so I only have 4 left.
Yeah, alright, I'll give you the fucking bag of low stakes.
Thank you, Darius. Love you, boo. How many did it? 5?
15. 1-5.
Which one of these is
50.
the one that which of the buttons is the one that crushed Mordecai?
The one in
There
his
were
hand.
15?
Yeah,
Sticks in
1-5.
there?
Yeah.
Ah, so I'm back to 19. Good. I will give Darius a big hug.
I'm gonna whisper in her ear we're supposed to look like tech priest things.
Tech priest things.
It's alright. Tributi are unaugmented or very slightly augmented individuals.
Fair enough. Then.
Liliana will whisper back, it's fine. Jenny isn't here to see it.
She's right behind you.
right behind
I've-
you, just looking at the concussion that Mordecai now has.
I've seen
that does
that.
actually. I do actually let it laugh at that and just. Alright, we should get shit ready to go.
Do you acquire your loot, kicking the body to one side, or more of heaving it over?
Oh! Sorry, wait, no. I take his 63 centimeters worth of shoelaces.
Sure. Does he have shoelaces? Yeah, no, sure. He has
Almost
shoelaces.
choked.
You can take his shoelaces by all means. They are
Yeah, how
poor
much more?
quality, liable to break.
No, it's fine.
So, you gather up, and the procession continues with the servo skulls following Hector's command, and almost part of their programming knows this ritual, that they are supposed to perform this exact task, just going up and down and around the tech priest, praising the machine as Jenny recites the canticles of maintenance and repair. You make your way further along as Jenny follows the map that she has memorized, and before long you come to the area that looks like the center of this hab block area. Much like the Arbites precinct block, this area opens up as well. In days past, perhaps a playground or an area for children to play. Later on, a merchant's bazaar. Now, little more than a gang meeting area, fighting arena, prostitution area. This is probably the grittiest, dirtiest, smelliest place that you've been so far, and you've been into the into the underhive. The human wastrels that are gathered in this area is quite the scene. Most of them are Acid Riot members in this large open area. For reference, Jenny, you've walked into an area which is like the Arbites precinct area. There are large hab blocks and a big open area in the middle, and around where people can congregate. Once a playground, then a shop bazaar, shopping mall, shopping area, and now just dregs of society gather there, fight, do drugs, drink, and do other things. Jenny, this does look like the place that you want to attach your items to. And after some searching, you do indeed find the quite large metal junction box that once had the Mechanicus's sigil, symbol on it, and purity seals and other devices to try and scare people away and sanctify and protect the machine. Long has repair gone in this area, neglected, and sadly graffiti now covers those Mechanicus seals and purity seals, but you were very easily able to undo the bolts, saying the canticles of opening and maintenance as you do. Each screw one corner at a time, going from opposite diagonal corners. You undo it, and as you reveal the what to most, like to the others, if they peer back and look in, this is just a jumble of wires. This is the worst junction box that any electrician has ever seen on this planet. It is just horrendous, with wires coming off this side, that side. It's a mess of spaghetti and solder and different coloured cables. It's just, you don't know where to begin, the rest of you. To Jenny, this is a sad reality of ancient machinery, bypass after bypass. Each cable, Jenny can see and knows that this was put here to bypass this part, that was to pass power and the spark of life to this part of the machine. Jenny, it's going to take you 5 or 10 minutes as you just examine the power conduit and other internal relaying systems. Can you roll me Mechanicus Law with a +20?
Sure can.
Jenny, as a member of the Mechanicus, the chirurgian part.
I was
When
still trained in basic like electrics, I imagine.
But I can't quite remember from your backstory, so you'll have to let me know if I'm wrong, that you learn on your home world. So part of that theology of your mindset of the human body was put in the Forge's identity. So when you see and look at the different ways of just a simple solder can be applied.
It was a research station, but yeah, she's spacer.
Yeah, so research station.
Same thing, really.
You were brought up with the research station's Mechanicus teaching you this is the way you solder, this is the way that you connect two wires together. It differs from forge to forge. From more of the time, it's segmentum by segmentum. It's large areas, they change slightly. For you, it was more of a case of putting two wires together, taking a small thin piece of solder that was flat, the actual metal, rolling it around the offending wires and heating them up, much like you would repair a blood vessel in a organic organism. But you've seen other soldering attempts where it's crimped or it's got a certain pattern to it or it's done in a certain way, and these are all Mechanicus standards. You see something that is not Mechanicus standard. Someone has very clearly, very blatantly spliced their way into the camera feeds in this area. However, it does function. And although you're sure it's not a Mechanicus standard, it's not offending the machine. It's just they've looped the wire. They've cut into the pick feed wiring system, and they've looped a copper wire around and then tied the copper wire onto itself and tightened. So there's no solder actually holding it on. It's dangerous. It should not be done. Perhaps it would be done in a rush. Like, the machine does not seem to be at odds with this. But as you begin investigating, can you give me a tech use with a +20? Yes, +20.
This is revolting, but also curious.
So as you begin to follow the wires back, these are standard, like, this is definitely standard Imperial. It's the correct copper, is the correct wire thickness rather. Everything seems to be in place. That's correct. But then you note that the one thing, except from the missing solder and the way that it's connected, it goes off in the wrong direction. It doesn't follow the rest of the cluster of wires. It breaks away from the branch completely. Now, you know that you could disconnect it, or you could attach your pick thief to it. It seems to be a very, very basic pick thief as it is. It's just, there's no technology there. They've just spliced a wire in. You would have thought that a Mechanicus, if they cared about this part of the hive, would notice something like this. It would, when you're looking at the code, the raw code, you would notice that there is an oddity, but there's nothing protecting this from being traced.
So, Okay, so the way Jenny's thinking right now is we know that the acid ride could not do the hab lockdown without Mechanicus assistance. The guy, even stupid as he was, acted like he did not fear the Mechanicus, which frankly everyone should to some degree fear the Mechanicus. And now this Jenny's definitely very suspicious. But yeah, I would try to hook up the picked thief to the box.
Okay, so
And she's definitely like making notes on her data slate.
sure.
Like she's noting down the whole situation, the clues she's collecting.
When you look at the wires, you do think that you could see what this is recording. So you don't have to leave the pick thief or pick leech, I can't remember which one it is. You don't have to leave it on there, but you could connect it and then take it off if it's, of no interest.
You
Yeah,
could have Hector take a photo of it or take a recording of what it looks like before and after.
And you could actually transfer that to your data slate, I believe.
Yeah, that would be the plan.
Sure, you can do that. I cannot for the life of me find it. I thought I had it, and now I can't find it. I believe it's a plus 20 tech use. It goes on degrees of success on how well you do.
So tech use plus 20, you
Yes.
said?
That is correct. Okay, so with only 2 degrees of success, it is a success.
I mean, more like 1 degree.
Well, you get +1 for passing.
Oh,
well,
yeah,
actually, no, it is 1 degree because it's
yeah. So
for the 10s as well. So yeah, no, you are right. With 1 degree, you get it connected. It was a messy job, although it's a messy connector because there is no solder, which you now learn is actually a bit of a hindrance when connecting a pick thief like this. But you do connect it, and you can get attach your data slate to it, the thief, and get a visual image. You see an image of a perfectly fine community of this area, in fact. People are coming and going, doing business. Not, it's still a rundown, low hive area, but there doesn't seem to be that there's no gangers on the street. Not nearly the number that you see at the moment. There's no open prostitution and slave trading and. Can you roll me logic with a... Do you think you know what's going on here? From my descriptions.
So you said there's no person.
That on your data slate, you're seeing the pick feed image is of this area with nothing wrong.
I would think that the image is definitely forged somehow, looped maybe. Like it's definitely not the actual image. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's quite. You can spend 10 minutes or so tinkering around, just watching the footage, and it doesn't repeat itself. But it's clearly not here, and it's clearly not what's going on.
So someone rerouted the camera essentially, so it's showing a different area as this area.
Correct. And they've got that connected to the main pick feed for this area.
Can I rewire that so it's actually showing this area like it's supposed to?
Yeah, you just disconnect the extra wire, as far as you're aware. If you disconnected the other wire, it would not be showing the... I'll give you the last... So it's showing on all cameras different areas of this hab block, but all perfectly fine, running normally, just for the underhive. No one really gives a shit anyway.
Yeah, we're removing the extra wire.
So sure, as you cut the extra wire off, the pick thief stops to function on that wire. If you give me another plus 20 tech use, you can attach it to the main pick feed for the cameras in this hab block.
I keep rolling like shit
Hey,
today.
look, I was thinking, it's only a natural 100 that really he can fuck up on. And you're getting close, you're fluctuating around that area. So, yeah, you very easily connect it. It's a little bit tricky, and maybe your mind's elsewhere putting together different facets of clues that you are coming across. They shouldn't notice anything as you connect the pick thief. You can now on your data slate, and sorry, I should have said this earlier. There were
probably not the data slate.
Well, there were different cameras that you could have gone to. Not all of them function. 1 in 100 probably function, but each one was showing that area of the underhive. But now that you're connected to those cameras, you can see a green light begins to flash on the device. You can, if you want, access it to look through the cameras of what's really happening around here.
Yeah, certainly. Let's see.
Okay, so, like I said, 1 in maybe every 100 is working, but there's probably 10,000 down here. So, you flick through and there's a number of, you see one of this area, the one that it was looping through for this area. And you can see now that it shows the real image. As you flick through, you can see, that woman's getting raped. Those children are stabbing a man to eat him, it looks like. And, there's a drug deal going down over there and over there. And wait, what building is this? You seem to be looking into a very large area with large mechanical devices, but you're not sure if it's a manufactorum or if it's an old power conduit area, or you're not really sure, and it's very dark. Also, this is not a inquisitorial pick thief. This is kind of, a pick thief that was maybe left by the Inquisition at one point, and someone came across it maybe a few 100,000 years ago. Who knows? Very grainy image. Very, very grainy image. Especially with shit cameras as well. So you're not entirely sure, but you do see a large group of people. Dancing, clubbing, fucking, drinking, fighting. It's all going on. And it looks like you've got about 4 cameras. There's 3 cameras showing different areas within this club, maybe? And then you come across the 4th area. This large open area where you can clearly see individuals torturing someone. There's a makeshift throne where quite a normal, actually, looking person. You again, very grainy, you can't really make out facial features, but he seems to be well dressed. Is sat in a throne drinking out of maybe a goblet or a wine glass, you're not quite sure. Watching this individual get slowly tortured. It's not actually a brutal torture at the moment, but it is clearly they're going with psychological torture, and water boarding and things like that. As you try to, can't really make out much about this individual other than he does not look like someone from around here. For a start, he's got black skin. You haven't seen many individuals with black skin on this world. The fact that they're sun deprived has meant that most people on this world are pasty white. So that's odd. You see the individual on the throne get up and walk around for a bit, clearly talking to the others on a lower surface. There's a number of...
Does he have any markings over him, or is the image too shit to
Image is too shit. Yeah, image is way too shit for you to make out. But you can see the individuals talking, and then you notice someone else who comes into view now. Someone who, his dress, the way he is dressed, is far, far better than anyone else. Just, you can tell by the fact that there's a very grainy, pixelated white trim that's very fluffy. And with your Mechanicus, knowledge, you look at the pixels, maybe that's a fur of some kind, because it seems to, the pixels they're not a crisp line like with their jackets and their trim, their hem of their clothing. Maybe it's of a fur of some type, but scanning through, you can't really tell much more than that. It's a very long coat, the trim of which probably comes down below his knee, maybe a bit further, and the way that he holds himself is very dandy kind of man, like how he walks into frame is very step by step, almost theatrical in a way. And you see what looks like a questioning going on.
So right now I'm thinking noble, or definitely upper hiver. Because I imagine fur is not something just any lowly ganger would wear. Maybe an incorrect assumption, but it's an assumption I'm going with.
Be very, very good assumption. I will give you that much.
Any other camera? Okay, so wind.
Roll
Can I
logic
get
for me. No bonuses.
Can I get audio in any way? Because I imagine it wouldn't be that simple as to just plug in the Vox leech, because there's technically no voice transmission in this box. It's just cameras, from what I understand.
So, logically, seeing the club, seeing the way that the cameras move, it definitely is the same building. Unlike the other pick feeds where the whole area changes, this was all the same building, the same tile floors, the standard template construct, tiled floors are easy to, you're sure it's the same building. Logically, there's a club, there's a lot of people, a lot of gangsters, and a torture going on. That may be their main base.
Can I note the location in any way?
As you think of that, there is a way, and only the Mechanicus would know of it. So, You could not do this on your data slate. You bring out your personal cognite. Marvelous. Bring out your personal cognite. You beckon forth and your tributary bow and bring it to you. We'll say Liliana. Why not? Be vindictive.
I wouldn't do that, actually.
Groveling. So, Jenny just pulls it off of the side of her. She can carry it. It's not that heavy.
Yep, I'm pretty sure I have it in like a carry case.
Yeah, you just take it, bring your backpack up, take it out, connect it. Well, place it first, make sure it's all shiny and the air is clean. Yeah. And then you connect it to the data thief, and you're able to open up the file that the video is connected to, and you can see where it's coming from. As a Mechanicus member, this is not your area of specialty, but you're pretty sure your brothers are definitely able to do this. Why can't you? Give me a tech use with a -20.
Okay. I'm a tech priest. They can do that. Fuck yeah, I can do that.
Okay, so you easily open up the file and go and begin tracing where the area is. You're quickly able to determine that it's close. In fact, you look behind you, down across the bazaar, over to what once would have maybe been, the higher end pub block area. The rooms are much larger, much. You're actually getting a full flat per person rather than a room and a toilet, which is also your sink and your shower. And you've pinged the location. It's in there. As you look over there now, you can see that there are definitely a lot of people coming and going out of different doors, and it does look like that maybe there's a club there, and it's possible.
It's always the clubs.
Now, you do have an option here. You wanted audio.
I do love
You
some audio.
think of audio, and you close your eyes, and by the great machine god, there must be a way. You open your eyes and you hear.
Am I hearing a servo skull?
By the Omnisire I serve.
Hector flies down, and you know in your heart and in your mind that Hector could act as your ears.
Yes,
And you can act as his
course.
eyes. Well, yes. Or his brain, rather. You can give him commands over Vox. And as you can do it in Tequilingua, which is the machine code, you have the ability to, on the fly, adapt code. So you can basically pilot him.
Hector, we're going hunting. I need you to get in there and get me an audio feed.
So you give, you take control of Hector, and being able to use the technical diagrams that you kind of got from following the trace. Right? Okay, so right, go up.
Remind me, does Hector get bonuses to stealth because he's puny?
He does get there is a negative to people seeing him because he's puny. It's not a bonus to stealth, but it is a negative to them seeing.
So they take negatives rather than he just takes. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but then it does apply with your. I think there's a -20 for people to see him.
It's -20 to be shot at and +20 or +22 stealth technically. You're going by one of your wolves.
Yeah, because he's tiny. Well, he's just a skull. So you send Hector skyward. He goes off, up. And as you close your eyes, you're able to see through his optical sensors. and you can tell him to level out, go straight. You see the hab block in front of you, and you can see a number of windows are open. People are partying, people are drinking, vomiting. You just need to wait for your time, for your moment to go through. As you sit and observe for just a moment, you see that an individual has just charged out and begun throwing up. And the window next to him, people are all looking over at him, like laughing, pointing. And you think, right, that's the distraction. Send Hector in. How would we do a piloting? I think it'd be tech use. So give me a tech use. We'll say a +10. Yeah, we'll say a +10. Although it should probably be a Tequilingua. Well, we did tech use now. So you easily pilot Hector down with quite simple commands, just to fly down, fly. You're even able to give them measurements of how low he needs to go as he goes through the window, through the balcony rather, just millimeters away from hitting the top of the door of the balcony entrance. He flies in and immediately goes up as high as the roof will allow him, as you give pinpoint instructions, and he begins flying through the building. As you connect to his audio sensors, they're almost shot, and you very quickly turn the audio level down, the sensitivity, because the booming music, that disgusting pound mutant beat that is thumping in this club drives you insane. But you are able to pilot Hector through the club without much notice. Most people don't see, or those that do see are so wasted and high that they don't really know what they're seeing. And Hector is able to get through to almost to where you saw the man being tortured. He flies up past this huge dance floor with individuals just raving, fucking dancing, drinking, fighting. It's all going on, and it's all chaos. There's no order, there's no symmetry, it makes your skin twitch seeing it from such a high level of just madness. But breaking away from that, you carry on through. You come to an area where the doors seem to be shut tight. Plastex glass of a smoked variety seems to be in place, and you can see shadows, but you can't actually see anyone's clear form. You've moved a lot further away from the dance floor now, with 5 degrees, I think you got. I think so. You were able to easily pilot through and get away, slowly eking up the audio volume as you get away from that noise. And now that you're at these large double doors that are made of this smoky glass, like plastics, you can just hear like a bit of whimpering, questions being asked. It's all very muffled. Give me an awareness check. So you're going to do this through Hector's eyes. So you're going to take a -10.
Okay, so awareness. So I'm rolling from my sheet, not Hector's.
Yes. It's a very weird experience where you're looking through his eyes to try and find, but your eyes don't go where his your eyes don't go where his eyes go. Can you now roll awareness for Hector?
This is where I wish I had an MIU.
Yeah, just flat for Hector.
Technically Hector has a better nope.
Okay, so 10 minutes go by and you can't really see any way of doing this. This is going to be difficult. How can you think you might be able to turn the volume up, perhaps. You tweak the volume up to where you can just about, it's so muffled though, maybe a bit more, and somewhere up the hallway some girl screams and you're just like, Jesus, machine god, why, turning it back down like, no, I can't do that, that's not good. 10 minutes pass, you can have another attempt. So you and Hector.
So once again, first me with a -10.
So as Hector kind of backs away to give you a fuller picture of this area, you can see that it's a double door, but there is a bit of wall that goes up either side, probably about a foot, so 12 centimeters. Was it meant to be inches? I can't remember. Inches, 12 inches. Either side of the wall, and you can see as Hector backs away, failing to find anything, you notice that there's another 3 glass panels at the top, but one of them broken. It's maybe a servo skull sized hole in the top corner. It'll be a difficult pilot, but maybe you could do it. Damn it, I should have been using pilot skill. Oh well.
Well, then I'm fucked.
So give me a tech use test with a -10 to try and eke Hector up to the hole to see if you can see anything, and then possibly through the hole if you're good enough.
Not quite.
So as Hector goes up, you just don't miscalculate the roof height, and you hear through the audio a dunk as Hector's skull bounces off the ceiling and he falls down. You do get a couple of moments to see through the broken piece of glass, the missing piece of glass, into the room. Roll me awareness with a -20, which I know for you is not going to be so, but
Yeah, I know, but sometimes it just be like that.
sadly your skills with tech use have got you in here undetected, but sadly you just
Problem
didn't
is
get.
I can't see for sure.
You were just you
It's
were
a
doing the
difficult
maths
spell.
too quickly. Like, where did you go wrong? Where was the miscalculation? What was Hector's velocity? What was his push? His vertical thrust? What was his back thrust? And you miss the opportunity to look. You can have another attempt. So Nuffle, what do you say? Nuffle likes what you're doing. As you hear the dunk from Hector, someone shouts a male's voice out. "Ah!" As you can see, a shadowy, because you're only seeing the outline of people. It looks like someone's moving away from someone else, a much smaller individual. Maybe he's sat down. Perhaps this is the guy who's being tortured. Nuffle gave you a bit of luck. So, tech use test -10, I believe it was. Okay, so 2 degrees. You're able to hover Hector in place, so you can see through the break now, but you don't. When you try and eke forwards, you think the calculations aren't right. You need more time. You can see in though, and you get a much clearer audio of what's going on. So roll me an awareness check with a +30 now that Hector is stabilized and is in place.
Alright, Hector. Oh!
So Hector can also roll with a +20. This will be for what he's able to capture
Come
and
on,
then
little guy,
send
come
to
on.
you.
Oh, come on! Can I fate Hector, Soro?
No. Well, he's your familiar. As an extension of that, I think as an extension of that, you should be able to, because I don't think familiars get fate.
Hector
so
has
it
no
is-
fate points.
So it is a way for you to use it up. Sure, for it.
I'm pretty sure if Hector had any fate points, he wouldn't be a Servosco at this point.
This is true. This is true. So Hector's able to record some footage, but perhaps through all the partying and the moisture has clouded up his eye lenses a little bit. For some reason, it's not quite. The imaging data is slightly corrupted, ever so slightly, not chaotically, just normally corrupted. But you do get audio. Individuals saying, "So who sent you? Where the fuck are you from?"
Before we go any further, can I download the audio onto the cogitator?
Yes, you can.
Then I'm gonna be doing that.
So come on, out with it. Who the fuck sent you? You don't just end up in our territory, equipped like that. I tell you nothing, you pig. You hear the sound of fists hitting meat. Don't hear the sounds of bones breaking yet. Come on, someone like you, fit, healthy. You've been here for weeks and yet look at you. You're not even a little bit out of it. That ain't normal, Hiver. So where are you from? The God Emperor protects me from filth like you. That is all the nourishment I need. You sons of fucking mutant scum. The sound of metal crunching ribs. You hear an audible crack. And a man coughing and the sounds of spluttering. And Hector is moved ever so slightly and you can see shit, what's the word? An Albany, I think that's the right word, skinned individual. His skin is black as night, but his eyes are a piercing blue. You see a pool of blood by his feet. And then another voice pipes up. Now, don't go killing him yet. He's held out for longer. We should give him some respect. But I want to know why he's here. We got some nice toys off him, so that's interesting. But can't let you killing him yet, now can we? There's just laughter can be heard from a number of individuals. Are you just going to take this pain? Do you really think the God Emperor gives a shit about this dingy fuck hole? No. No one's coming for you. But I tell you what. We're planning a little victory celebration. Couple of days. Why don't we have some of the entertainment be a brutal questioning? What do you think, lads? Just laughter and just cheers. Yeah, out on the plaza, I think. We'll chop you up little by little. Have you spill your secrets or maybe your nourishment from the God Emperor will be enough to save you. But I just don't like you, and I've had enough. You might be quite strong and tough, but there's something about you that just you just hear the sounds of someone firing off a massive spit, basically. I was going to say grolly. Yeah, grolly. Just this. And just Hector can even see it. It flies through the air and hits this individual. It's a cracking shot. It's about 20 meters in game terms. One hell of a shot for a spit. But
Extreme range.
I want to commit the face of the guy being interrogated to memory, unless I can just snap a picture.
so he's currently facing away from you in his seat, so you can get the back of his head. You can see the colour of his... When he gets hit and his face turns that way, you can see him grimacing that direction. Hector would actually need to go into the room and swing around the room to be able to get... It's doable. It would have been doable with some of your rolls.
But not with
3 degrees. 3 degrees or higher. At 3 degrees, there's a chance of them hearing a bit of glass break off or over you. So it's up to you.
I'm gonna risk it. No, I'm not gonna risk it. I'm gonna recall Hector.
Sure. Probably one of the last things you would hear being said would be in High Gothic from the individual being tortured. Yeah. Yeah. Do you understand High Gothic, Jenny?
I do.
You do. Good. He says in High Gothic... God damn it, I've lost the... He says in High Gothic... Load, you mother... Load. He says... To serve the Emperor, to protect his domain, I will suffer. No heretic.
He's Inquisition. He's either Inquisition or the secret police.
Do you say that out loud?
I do.
How far is it to him? Wait, the first question. Do you think we should go and save him?
If he's a Quister, we have to save him.
We can save him.
Say we can,
Unless-
I can't.
I say we can't. Unless you fancy storming a gang headquarters in just the 5 of us.
Anyway, would
I'm afraid this
Satyrs.
man's as good as dead.
No. Seriously, I gotta hold that fucking recording.
Can I call Mantorus? Here.
So here's the thing.
Only-
So it is...
Just
is-
one question.
Sure.
This is not transmitted. Only Jenny can hear what Hector hears, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
technically
then-
it goes to her combead. You guys can't do this without her help. She's a tech priest. They get some extra goodie bits. She's able to splice her combead, so she's receiving it on a channel which is open to your guys' combeads, so you can hear everything that she hears from Hector.
Oh, so if we can hear everything, we know that you're gonna execute him in the
Mhm.
the middle of the plaza. So Liliana's just gonna perk up and say, "We could always just try and save him when he's at the plaza."
Yeah,
Although
he's not
there's-
dead yet.
There's still a problem with that.
So about the you call your friendly tech priest. Funny that. Tech priest like infiltrating, keeping secrets, and you gave her an open thing to your communications device. Yes. So, well, actually, I think she gave you your communications device. So she calls you.
And I'm just gonna say, friend of yours.
Yes, that is Jonas Everless. He was one of my team. I had believed he had died in the incident, but
Not
it
yet.
appears he is
Getting there.
more resistant than others. The others in my party.
He's a credit to the service.
If he needs assistance, I am obliged to offer mine. I would be able to send most of my battle servitors. She says that.
She says that. For some reason, it didn't work. My hotkey stuck. She says that, but there's a real when she says battle servitors.
Battle in quotation marks.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow. We have a chance with your support.
My
Well,
servitors will be at your command. I will have them battle competent in the next 8 hours.
you guys are tech priests, right? Can't you get a hold of the local schematics? Get a rough idea what the building layout looks like?
Can try, assuming they even stuck to the original and haven't jury-rigged half the building. It should be possible.
Jenny, you're able to get the measurements. Like, you put once. Oh, hang on. Yeah, we'll do that in a second. You're able to put your thumb up.
We should definitely hit him when he's at the plaza during the ceremony.
You're able to put your thumb up, and you get a reference for how big the building is. You note it down in your personal cognite. You can look it up from any cognite that's for the hive. So you could do it with Ceres's one, because that would be common information about types of standard template construct, personal domiciles, or no, public domiciles.
Shit, actually, if we're trying to break him out when he's on the plaza, he's being a public event, so there would be a lot of people, but at the same time, I think we would still have better chances in storming the
That would actually be a
headquarters.
very good example of the new gang, wouldn't it?
I was about to say that we do have our black gloves. We could make a big appearance right here.
Do we have some bodies to help us?
I'm sure we could probably get some poison kiss in here. They probably want to gut some of these fucking pigs.
No, I mean gang members.
Well, we could get a hold of some poison kiss and they get them to dress in all black. So change the gang colors. Well, maybe not. Maybe we could just get a hold of some mercs or something. How long is until the
8
2
hours.
days.
2 days
2
until the
days.
execution. Sarah
2
should
days.
have the servitors ready in about 8 hours.
Right, so we'll have servitors and
I mean,
you
this when she said she will have servitors ready in 8 hours, will there be here in 8 hours or ready to go in 8 hours?
Ready to go in 8 hours.
Yeah,
They'll still need to be transported, but Ceres is still in the lower hive base. She's
So
actually
she would go
closer.
down.
Yeah, she's got to come up. So she literally comes up and marches her people along. So she's got a lot shorter distance to travel than for you guys to go up, get equipped, and then get back down is going to take longer.
Died. Yeah.
Is it time? Is it time for Discord to have its moment?
I think so.
Oh, no,
Obligatory fuck up of the evening.
Well done, Discord. Well done. still better than Roll20, so I'm not gonna.
It's not too bad. At least everyone's lagging the hell out.
This
Although,
is true.
I'm not lagging at all in Run 20.
yeah,
It,
I'm not getting too much
it may be because you do have something like 500,000 things added to your Roll20 because you're a GM, right?
Stop
No,
downloading
so
hentai
with,
while you play on Roll20.
I do not. I stream it. When you like, so for this map, for example, there's very few assets on the map. If you make a map with loads of assets that need to be loaded in, it really slows everything down. But that's for everyone. Roll20 is just a bitch for me every now and then, but it is good now. I will admit, I can like open everyone's sheets nice and quickly. Oh no, the Acid Riot stuff is still quite slow. But oh no, actually, slow loading up, but quick to access. So that is actually a good point, because I believe we're getting close to the point of termination. And as Jenny has left...
Hello?
Oh no, Jenny's back!
Hello.
Okay.
Sorry, my Discord just flat out refused to connect.
How are
That
you doing
happens.
for time, Jazina?
Probably not combat, but like 20 more minutes, maybe.
Okay.
10,
So
15 more minutes.
okay, gotcha. So, as you're discussing this, Jenny, with your comrades, let's get the juicier part out of the way first. I need some tech use tests with Hector to get back out. Now, these are actually all with +20s because it's quite easy. There's a lot of music that covers the sound of his gravitic repulsor, whatever it's called. So can I get 2 with +20s?
Come on, little, come on.
So
Come on,
fortunately, he comes up out of the staircase back onto the dance floor. As he comes up the staircase, someone opens the door, and Hector's internal programming and your direct probing have a little bit of a conflict, and Hector doesn't rise as much as he was meant to. So the individual who opens the door, there's no point making you do an awareness. He looks pretty fucked, pretty out of it. He very nearly gets a face of Hector as Hector kind of goes just over his head and out. He's like, whoa, what the? Huh? The last things you hear before turning the audio off are the disgusting sounds of mutant pound bass and the sound of someone throwing up as Hector takes off, going up high above the dance floor. You would be able to see that this building has been modified. You can clearly see where an entire floor has been taken out of the building to make the dance floor have a higher roof. It's maybe even 2 floors actually, to give it that, feeling of much larger dance floor and space. But Hector uses it to his advantage, and you probe him to do better as he takes off. You can see that there's, you have to hover about for a while and wait for the opportunity to exit through one of the windows or the balcony doors. And just at the moment when you're like, look, we need to go, we've got things to discuss, you see a fight break out. And that's your moment. You dip down and fly through. And with 4 degrees of success, you're easily able to avoid flying straight into a big fat woman's cleavage as she kind of swings round to look at the fight. You're able to just see cleavage, and you just abort, just fly up and whoosh, off into the underhive, back up around past the domiciles. And
So I'm gonna make sure that the audio file is saved.
it is saved. There is a little bit of corruption from the sound of the club's music, so there's a little bit of a reverberation that's come through. But apart from that, it is
So long
audible.
as the conversation is audible and understandable, I am okay with. All right, let's regroup and prepare the assault.
So as you close up the panel, performing the rites of sealing and of constant power flow, you kind of absent-mindedly screw in. Let's get going. Your little Mechanicus Enclave parade heads back out of the Acid Rite territory. You don't get accosted again after your first beatdown
That's
of a
right.
heavy. The individuals around here seem to, yeah, that's what the Mechanicus would do. Let's not try our luck. As our cloaked servo skull with an enormously large pick camera lens just flickers for a moment
I give him
as it's
head
visible.
pats.
And that's the end of our episode, as it takes one last round of the group, their servo skulls going up and down in a circular parade around their tech priest. The tributari raising their hands to praise the Omnisire at the correct moment, and then lowering their hands, keeping up the performance. We end our episode.
Jenny is probably having way too much fun with having tributari.
So that would be what they would do and what they'd be made to do. So it goes along with the disguise that you have put together. So yes,
I think that our fleet of
servo skulls.
servo skulls also help with disguise.
It did. It actually genuinely did. So yes, I certainly hope you've all enjoyed this episode and are looking
How many
forward
do we
to
have?
future
4?
episodes to come. You
Five?
have
4 or
4.
5?
You have 4 at the moment, because you've just got
Hector.
3 and then Hector. So yes, I hope you're looking forward to future episodes to come where this little sub-chapter may just start coming to a close, as this is already part 5. Maybe by part 7, part 8, we'll see an end to this part.
As we declare a full-out war against the Acid Riot.
It's not how I was gonna do things, but glorious slaughter it is. Mwah! So
Listen,
hopefully,
I've got a magenta level clearance right here that says you're my bitch.
you'll be able to join us then, when slaughter will be brought upon our enemy. Take care, everyone, and as always, bye bye for now.
Bye.
Toodaloo.
Bye.
See ya.